Welcome to the Drying Center at Taifa Group Pamoja Climate Action Enterprise. Kindly start by telling us your name.
My name is Steffi Maingi, and I am the founder and director of Ebagro Pamoja, which actually came through the spirit of innovative volunteerism.
Okay, thank you, Madam Steffi. And we would like to know how this Drying Center and the idea of innovative volunteerism have impacted your life in person.
Actually, the whole idea of even creating Ebagro Pamoja was born through the spirit of innovative volunteerism. As an innovative volunteerism actor, I got inspired and I asked myself, how exactly am I going to create solutions that are actually going to impact our people on the ground? And if you look at the backbone of Africa, what is the backbone of Africa? It is agriculture. And you look at another thing whereby we go through a ton of post-harvest losses, up to 500 million USD post-harvest losses per year. So I asked myself, with the skills that I have, how exactly can I curb these post-harvest losses? And so I got to team up with youth. We retooled our skills, we got training, and we got to build these dryers, which now we even have drying centers, which have really impacted food security and also in saving post-harvest losses.
Okay, Madam Steffi, which are your future plans concerning the food security and the drying center? Maybe you'd like to know whether you are planning to improve or to increase the effectiveness of the drying center in further future.
Yes. So of course, with innovative volunteerism, you keep on retooling your skills. You keep on getting better with everything because you keep on learning. So yes, we built the dryers and we have seen the effectiveness of it, but how can we make it better? So those are things that we are working with. We have youth that have been trained and they're actually working on designs. We're actually seeing how we can even expand and reach more farmers, because at the end of the day, what the core of the work we are doing is creating solutions, and these are some of the solutions that we have created, and you are a testimony. You can attest to what has been happening in the drying center, the value chains from cassava to maize to pumpkins and arrowroot, sweet potatoes, bananas that we have been saving, that have been dried through the drying center, and people can now even add value. And with this ones, with the effectiveness of the dryer, you're assured that your food has been dried safely in a clean way and in a very nice way, and which is fit for human consumption. And you know that even if I dry this, then yes, I have increased the shelf life, I can add value, and I can actually even earn more money from what I have dried and what I have added value to, which is core, which is just what we actually wanted to do. Because what is the whole point of creating businesses, of creating enterprises, if they are not actually touching lives, if you're not actually creating solutions to impact the community at large?
Okay, which are other value chain that you are that maybe in the future you are planning to include them in the drying center or in this idea of the drying and preservation of food?
I think the scope is very wide, from tomatoes to ground nuts. We have Africa, Kenya is very abundant in produce. So what if we can explore each and every value chain, rice, each and every value chain that we work on? How can we get it to the drying center? How can we get that food dried in a very effective way to save food, to save losses, and to improve on food security? So we are looking to expanding to each and every value chain available in the country.
Okay, and because for now, I think not all farmers who know about the drying center and the drying services. How can you tell the farmers about the effectiveness and the sufficiency of the drying centers?
You see, now the beauty about drying centers is that you can set them up in various places, and this is not a thing to hear about, but this is something that a farmer can easily come and just bring their produce and see it for themselves. So yes, we are working on knowing how we are going to expand and knowing how we can reach each and every farmer to get impacted by these solutions that we have created.
Start.
Hi, welcome to the Drying Center, and today I'm going to talk to one of our innovative volunteers of Ebagro Pamoja, just to ask him how it has been. So, Kennedy, you have been an innovative volunteer for quite some time now, and how has it been? What has been the experience so far being an innovative volunteer with Ebagro Pamoja?
Okay, my name is Kennedy Macharia. As an innovative tourism actor, one thing that I've done is retooling my skills for my personal advantage and to help also the community at large. So I've been able to retool my skills. What I can do better to serve me and to serve the community that is around there. I've been able to maybe to work in the drying center to help the community to come and dry their food stuff, and they increase the shelf life of the product, the farm produce they come to dry.
Okay. So with your experience so far, how many farmers would you say have been impacted with the drying center, and what have they saved in terms of the produce, and how have they benefited from the drying centers? Yes.
Okay, thank you. What I can see is that maybe it's not for the span of time,
Yes.
but maybe approximately from February to now, August, quite around like 100 or so farmers have benefited from the drying center. What they have seen is that the post-harvest losses or whatever they used to lose after the bumper harvest does not now get lost. So a farmer can maybe save, maybe when you convert that one into monetary value, a farmer can save almost to 4,000 to 5,000 compared to the rest season where most of the harvest was getting lost because of poor preservation. But now preservation through the solar dryer, they have been able to be saved.
Okay, and what are some of the value chains that you have worked with these farmers in terms of the produce that they've been bringing, and also the performance of the dryers on these specific value chains that you have worked with?
Okay, some of the value chains that we have been having in the drying center are like bananas. We have been having like pumpkins. We have been having cassava. We have been having yams and quite some. And what I can say about the solar dryer, number one, the hygiene is quite high compared to how farmers used to preserve their food or dry them through direct sunlight. Number two, the quickness, because when food stuff or the farm produce is put in the solar dryer, it dries quickly compared to the direct sunlight. And number four, there is protection because there is no interference. Food is safe, it is in a secure place.
Okay. So having worked with those value chains that you have mentioned, what other value chains are you looking forward to work with?
I'm looking forward to work with some things like beetroots, and I'm also looking forward to work to have arrowroots, because I'm looking forward to farmers who lose their arrowroots in high quantity. But now when I have introduced them to come and preserve their food through drying using the solar dryer, so I'll be working with the yams, the arrowroots and the beetroots and others that I'll be seeing along the way.
Okay. That is great to know that we're going to help farmers at least reduce on their post-harvest losses and get to increase the shelf life of their produce. As an innovative volunteer, so far, how have you benefited from this work that you have been doing, from the solutions that you have been providing to these farmers, and not only farmers but even the community at large? How have you benefited as Kennedy Macharia?
So what I can say personally, I have benefited because I have somewhere I can use my skill to serve the community. So as a means of that one, serving the community using the skills that I have, sometimes it also creates employment out of that one. So I've benefited working in the drying center, because as much as I'm helping the farmers to create employment, and I've been seen somewhere where I can be working. That is one among many other benefits that I cannot explain at now.
All right, thank you very much, Kennedy. Let us continue creating solutions to create transformational change, not only in Kenya, not only in our communities, but in welcome to the Drying Center, and I'm going to interview one of Ebagro Pamoja's innovative volunteers. Kindly introduce yourself.
I'm George Keheko, one of innovative volunteer actor and IBA Group Pamoja Africa.
All right, George, so far you have been volunteering your skills here at the Drying Center to interact with farmers and then seeing how best we can bring them solutions. So what has been your experience so far as an innovative volunteerism actor?
Okay, when I started volunteering myself at the Drying Center, I discovered that my talent and also the skills that I had, they were retooled to affect people in community. So I find myself, I'm not wasted anymore. I'm here and I'm touching the community at large.
Yes. So you would say that you have been affected in a good way, because now you're offering your skills and your talents to actually help the community at large.
That is true, because before I started volunteering myself in the Drying Center, the skills or the ability to do what I'm doing in the Drying Center, it was not in use, so it was not touching anybody's life.
Okay.
So right now it is much more important, because it's affecting life of other people in community.
All right. Okay. And so far, having worked at the Drying Center, what would you say about the benefits of the Drying Center to the farmers and to produce and to food security at large, not only in this county but in Kenya at large?
Okay, according to what farmers have been saying themselves, the dryers themselves have improved the food security, because first of all, the post-harvest losses is very much minimized.
Yeah.
The other thing, according to what the farmers said, is that when the food is dried, it maintains its nutritional value. That is one of the things. The other thing they have said is because during nowadays agriculture and farming, there is so much use of chemicals, and when food is very well dried, that chemical effectiveness reduces. So they said that when the food is dried in the drying center, it is much more fit for human consumption than the way they used to consume food in the later days.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And what has been the benefit that you as George, what have you benefited exactly being an innovative volunteer under Ebagro Pamoja?
Okay, actually I have benefited so much because my skills are adding up also, and my talent have a place where I can utilize my talent. So this is a platform. I have a platform where my skills and my talent is well captured for my future.
Yeah, and what are some of the value chains that you would say have benefited from these dryers?
Okay, the value chain that have benefited very much is, let's say, about the indigenous food, because like in the current generation, they were not used to consume those indigenous food because they think it was not sweet, but when it is dried, it is added value, and it is milled to flour.
Yeah.
And,
So what are some of the indigenous produce that you're talking about?
Okay, the indigenous food, first of all, is cassava. People are not used to consume cassava so much.
Yes. And you know, right now we are told that cassava is actually Africa's gold, because it is climate resistant, so it can thrive in whichever condition. So it is indeed Africa's gold. So to see that through the drying centers we can actually add value to cassava, then it is a thing of beauty, and it is a huge addition to food security.
Yeah, okay, cassava have actually increased in demand.
Yes.
Because since farmers started to convert the cassava into flour that they can use to bake mandazi, for uji, and to add even in ugari, it have increased the importance of cassava and also demand. And also the young generation is introduced to this strong and healthy indigenous food.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, George.
Thank you very much.